Hello, how is everyone doing today? I hope you are all doing well. Welcome back to my channel, Zaynomics Gaming. Today I wanted to review Shadow Price and update you guys on some Destiny 2 news. But before we jump into Shadow Price, I wanted to let everyone know that according to the TWAB that were released yesterday, there are currently no plans to add additional content to the Cosmodrome, so enjoy the legacy strikes that have returned. I feel like the Cosmodrome is mainly for free-to-play players anyways. I normally enjoy new elements that are added towards the game. I like growth, so for me personally, I just want to see new content added to Destiny 2 in the future. On another note, let's face it, Europa is a next-gen destination, so I'm looking forward to new destinations entering inside the game in the future. Now, unfortunately, Eyes of Tomorrow and Doom Marchers are currently bugged, so I would not use them. Doom Marchers, the linear actuator perk, is not working properly, and Eyes of Tomorrow is doing about 50% less damage than intended. Now, let's jump into the review. In regards to Shadow Price, it is a pretty good weapon. I would more so use this weapon inside of PvE though. I currently only have 2 roles. I spent about 8 hours grinding Devil's Lair this week, so this weapon will take some time to get the role that you are actually looking for. Now, Shadow Price is a ARC 450 round per minute auto rifle. I currently have 1 role with Surplus and Thresh, and another role with Feeding Frenzy and Dragonfly. In PvE, this weapon is very consistent and useful against lower tier adds. I feel like the damage is just lacking a bit in this archetype. Hopefully Bungie will buff it in the future. You will have an opportunity to grind out for an adept version sometime next month. This will allow you to slot adept mods. I plan to revisit this weapon in the future when those roles become available. Now, the 2 roles I have were mediocre inside of the Nightfall ordeal. I continuously felt like the damage was lacking and the constant reloading. It's good, but there are better alternatives in my opinion. The role I suggest hunting for inside of PvE is Arrowhead Break, Drop Mag or Flared Magwell, Overflow, and Disruption Break or Swashbuckler. That's my recommendation personally. Overflow doubles the magazine size and Swashbuckler gives the damage boost. Or if you obtain a role with Disruption Break, that helps against champions and match game related activities. Disruption Break gives you a bonus to kinetic damage for a short period of time, so it's very useful. Now, I normally play higher end PvE activities. I don't really do just regular strikes or patrols, so when I'm grinding for a weapon, I always try to get the weapon that's more efficient for my needs. So if you just play regular strikes or patrols, or you just do regular content like the seasonal activities, stuff like that, virtually any role of Shadow Price that you get will still perform well. Now, if you play higher end content like me, you'll have to get one of the roles stayed above for it to be worth using, in my opinion, because there's just so much better alternatives out there with so many different perks that you can try to grind for over Shadow Price. But that's just my opinion. Now, in regards to PvP, it is a hit or miss. You definitely have to have as much range as possible. Since we are practically in a 120 meta, range is very important. During my gameplay, I had to be a little more cautious on how I approach my enemies. There were a few times where I got obliterated by a 120 or a shotgunner. 450s aren't the best auto in the game right now. I felt like the damage was just lacking some, like I previously stated during the PvE section of this video. Now, with my Surplus role, I had great success when I had my abilities. Since Stasis has been introduced inside of Destiny 2, we are in ability spam frenzy. So a lot of people are using all of their abilities to, factor out how the fight will turn out, who's going to be victorious when you're going up against an opponent. So you will need to get your abilities back as quick as possible for that perk to even be useful. I also have Thresh on that same role, and it does not work inside of PvP, unfortunately. So you will be at a major disadvantage if you have this role and you don't have any abilities. Now, when I have my abilities and they were present, the weapon felt nice, but not top tier like the 600 autos. Now, my role with Feeding Frenzy and Dragonfly was just unsuccessful. Not really worth the time to talk about. Can't really take advantage of the Dragonfly unless opponents are grouped up or frozen together. And personally, I really could care less about watching a single target explode, but that's just me. If you want to use this weapon inside of PvP, you will want Arrowhead Break, Accurized Rounds, Killing Wind or Surplus, and Swashbuckler. Now, when I was using this weapon with the Surplus role, I used the Frosty E5s, I think they're called, and that helps me get my abilities back pretty quickly to take advantage of surplus, because you're definitely going to need it, especially inside this sandbox that we're in right now. Now, like I said before, we want the weapon to be consistent and lethal. I just feel like it comes up short on range and damage. I honestly rather use the Stars and Shadow pulse rifle that I reviewed earlier this week. I will revisit this weapon when the Adept version becomes available next month. Leave me your thoughts on Season of the Chosen down below. Do you like it, love it, or do you hate it? I currently have plenty more weapons and builds that I have scheduled to release in the next coming days. I just need time to grind. I plan to cover the new exotic bow once I finish the Catalyst, and that one takes forever to complete. So everyone, please stay tuned. I do have more content releasing. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe down below. I will leave all of my social media links in the description. Feel free to check them out. I want to thank you all for coming and watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in the next video.